Hi everybody, this is Jim Partridge and welcome to Critical Jim, Critical Jim even, I can't talk. And with me today is Abraham Lee, or Lonnie Boy, as you might know him.
Ioni Boy, Johnny,
Ioni Boy, it's not an L, it's an I. Anyway, so previous work from yourself, sir, why don't you introduce yourself?
I'm Abraham Lee, or Ioni Boy. Previous work in medias res, and then like 2 Ville comps. Outpost 420 maybe,
My
and for
being
Defendville.
The Ravenville was my favourite.
Yeah, Overrun Ravenville.
Yes.
I think that's it. I feel like there's one more. Oh, I also redid the Defendville map. That's right, the one that's super hard and I can't even beat half the time.
Yeah, we don't. I mean, I'm wondering, is that a good sign if you can't beat your own map? Does that mean you've done well?
I mean, I normally play my maps on hard mode because you know what's coming on normal.
Yeah.
And on hard mode, the last wave, I just die every time. I beat it once, and I was like, yay! And I was never able to beat it again.
Oh, I love it. Have never played any of my maps on hard mode, which is terrible, isn't it? I just assume everyone does medium, and then if it's okay on medium, then it'll be fine on hard.
Hard mode makes like some problems with areas just really show, like MO health, other things.
Yeah, cool. So, thank you very much for joining me. Really appreciate it. I really liked your previous work, so that's why I asked you to join today, because I think you know what you're doing.
Hope so.
So today we're going to be playing through Liberation, which was created by Life Lost and was released. How long ago was that released? It was about 3 months ago, 3 or 4 months ago. I'm trying to remember.
It was this year.
Yeah, so. Definitely. It did very well. Lots of good reviews. Lots of people liked it. Which, as you know from previous months, I only pick maps that people like. There is an awful lot of maps out there that are terrible, and we could review them and everything. But I don't think we really learn much because it's all horrible. There's absolutely nothing. There's absolutely nothing horrible going on with Liberation at all. But there are certain areas where and Critical Gym is all about looking more at gameplay than anything else. We're certainly going to touch on other points, and as we've done in previous episodes of these, I don't know what we call them, podcasts, we've focused, we've talked about aesthetics and we've talked about a few other things, but me, I'm all about the gameplay, so that's kind of what I'm looking at. So we're going to play through Liberation. We may not get through all of it, just because it's quite long. And I've got like a hard stop, as we call it at work, in an hour and a half. But I have to go to my sister's house. But we are going to try and play through as much as we can, and we should probably get going. One thing to note that Philip wanted me to remind everybody is that if you re-review all the mods that we're doing through Critical Gym through the year, as in, if you post another review, if you've already reviewed it once, if you've never reviewed it, if you post a review when we do a Critical Gym event, then you'll be entered into a prize draw. And I'm not sure what the prize is, but I'm sure it's really good. It's got to be. So I think, definitely re-review these as well, because I think the point is, it's good to go back and look at these mods and with fresh eyes and to see what we do. And I have to say, I hadn't played Liberation before. I was looking for a mod to play or to do for the next Critical Gym, and I realised that there'd been this mod released that I hadn't played, which is rare for me. Normally I pick up everything and play it, but I'd actually skipped Liberation. I didn't know why, so I actually played it last week. As I was saying to Abe, I've on Monday night I didn't get much sleep. I only got about an hour's sleep. Just get insomnia, right? I'm going to say this, and then so Tuesday evening I get in from work having had really very little sleep, and I sit down and I start trying to play and find a mod to do, and I come across Liberation and I start playing it. I was in such a bad mood because I was so tired, and I really hope that I wasn't being overly harsh with it when I played it, because I was like, honestly, Critical Gym is nothing compared to what I was on Tuesday. So today I'm sure we'll be much kinder to it. And so Abe's played through it as well. We've both got notes on sort of the various areas, and we're going to start going. So without any further ado, we should probably get going. So I'm going to start at the beginning. And you start off pretty well kitted out, don't you? I mean, we've got the shotgun, we've got the SMG.
I actually thought I had more, too. I thought that you start off with the AO2.
Oh, okay. No, I mean, you pick it up pretty quickly, though, from what I recall. And you know, as I've said in all the other ones that I've played, there's no gravity gun. Ugh.
And
Yeah.
And Nova Prospect has a bunch of those like crates and things just littered everywhere for like gravity gun use.
I know,
You know?
I know. And it's fun. I mean, obviously, so I guess the first question, and I don't know if Life Lost is joining us today. I don't know if he's on the stream or whether he's joining us for conversations. I hope he's there to comment. But yeah, I was like, dude, you know, is it that this isn't Gordon Freeman? And so therefore we can't justify the gravity gun for story reasons, or is it that for whatever reason he chose not to because he was more, you know, I mean, I know that some players are happier with Half-Life 1 gameplay, and that's coming out a lot at the moment with Black Mesa, which I'm not going to talk about because it makes me very angry.
You don't mention the name here. The mod that shall be named.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a mod anymore. It's a full game. Anyway, okay, so let's head out into the first courtyard. Now I've got, have I got Buddha on? Let's just do that. Okay, Buddha mode on. That way, you know, we can watch damage but not worry too much about it. Oh, okay.
Do not be afraid. Occasionally, a red X will pop up. That's when you should have died.
Got
a
it.
red X.
Does it jump back to 100 at that point?
No. You still have to get health. It just stays stuck at 1.
Got it. Okay. So, what were your thoughts on this first area?
It was a bit of info overload, at least when it comes to the rocket crate.
Yeah, I missed the rocket crate, I have to say. I honestly
Did you
thought
pick up the crossbow though?
I did pick up the crossbow. I thought that the rocket crate, because I think there's a problem with the crossbow crate reload in the fact that it shows the rocket icon instead of the crossbow icon.
I thought it was the crossbow too, and then I opened it and I saw rockets inside.
Yes, I didn't open it because at the time, I don't know, I was busy getting shot. So I didn't open it, and I made an assumption that this was the crossbow reload crate.
I feel like if he had put some rocket pickups, oh man, I'm getting destroyed. If he had put in some rocket pickups in like around the crate, like just the orange rockets, just like resting there on top of some crates,
yes,
it would have helped out with that.
Gotcha. Yeah, exactly. So when I came to actually, you know, to the gunship, I thought, well, what am I supposed to do? I haven't got any ammo. And this was on my first playthrough, and I actually I did a second playthrough and actually realised what my mistake had been. And I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong. In fact, I quite like the method of you've seen the solution previously, you know, don't you remember that it was there, sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and you have to remember to go back.
Yes. And I mean, it's not as if he doesn't put it right in front of you. He absolutely does. It's just unfortunately there is a glitch thing which I knew about. Right, now I'm going to get crucified. So yeah, for the first time, I really just, you know, was stuck in this area and was getting a bit frustrated and was like, where do I go? I don't know what to do. Which was, I'm not sure how many players really encountered that, as in a bit of confusion at this point as to where to go. Once you know, it's fine.
Which is interesting because the gunship actually only spawns once you pick up the rocket launcher, which I thought was kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like, seems too connected. Like, I feel like the gunship
No, it doesn't. The gunship spawned, and I don't have a rocket launcher because I haven't been in here yet. So those things are not connected.
I guess. Oh well, I just ran straight to it.
So you have to bear with me. I can't see because I'm running in a window. I can't see my health and power, so I've no idea how close to death I am or whatever. Not that it matters because I'm bootering. But anyway, okay. So now we've got a rocket launcher and you know, bit of a courtyard battle, which, you know, mirrors the official map for the beginning of Nova Prospect, where you have your battle with your with two of these, and obviously
Antlions to take the fire.
Sorry.
No antlions to take the fire.
Yeah, exactly. There's I think one of the things that I found about this mod. I mean, you know, we are talking about gameplay, but let's also talk about looks. I mean, this outdoor area is fantastic. It's a great recreation of the, you know, the exterior of Nova Prospect, and I think the looks-wise, this mod's fantastic. I really don't have any issues with it at all graphically. I think it's great. I think you were saying, go on. Yeah, sorry.
Oh no, I just think I realized as I'm coming back. As you come back, he actually spawns a couple Combine soldiers toward the exit, like the way back down to the crate.
So it leads you back that way.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. So I mean, I think that's true. Whenever you get stuff in front of you, you kind of have this sort of subconscious message that you're on the right track. Like if you moved into an area where there was nothing in front of you and nothing was happening for ages and ages, you probably get the idea that you've taken a wrong turn somewhere, or that you're heading back the way you were or something. If you see what I mean.
Oh man, I'm dying. Oh.
I went to town and just basically used the rocket launchers to get rid of the troops.
Yeah.
That's how I roll.
One thing I think I'll mention now is that there are a lot of AR2 soldiers in this, like just everywhere, all the time.
And I think that's something that is definitely one of my main themes of this review, or this playthrough is, I found the constant combat to be a bit exhausting after a while.
And there's not even easy combat either. It's all like soldiers everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, we all like a good battle, and there are some really good battles here as well. And but I found it to be, after a while, I was like, wow, I just feel like it's been very, very samey. So how did you kill? I mean, where are you at? Have you headed into the corridor?
I'm not in the bunker yet. I'm standing right outside the soldier that kind of runs and just stands in the doorway.
Exactly. How did you kill him? Previously.
Previously, I think I just shot him without thinking about it. Second playthrough, I just crowbarred him, and he actually got out of his script and started shooting.
I quite like this. I mean, it reminds me of some of the zombies and that kind of thing in the official game, where they're not paying any attention to you, and you can pretty much plan how you want to take them out. So you can.
When you walk right in front of him, he just stares at you.
I just naded him, and he landed on top of the shelter next to him, which was quite a good shot. I'm quite proud of that. Anyway, so down into the corridors and into the bunker, and I quite like.
I mentioned about the little crossbow section.
Sure.
Where you pick up the crossbow to snipe the soldiers. It's actually quite challenging because they have an annoying habit to reload, and the AR2 guy view up, so I actually missed a couple of shots.
Oh, okay. You're cutting out on me a little bit, just so you know, but there's not much we can do about it. So I might ask you to repeat a point every now and again. Okay. I mean, I think the one thing, the crouching of the AR2 guys around the area makes it pretty challenging. You've got to be fairly accurate with it. It does fall into a little bit of the issue we talked about in last Critical Gym, where you give the player the weapon and then immediately there is a situation in front of it in which the weapon is useful. Yeah, I personally, from the official maps, and I personally prefer the player having to suffer for a while without that weapon, if you see what I mean.
I mean, you do kind of do, right? Because then you have to dive off to the right as soon as you start taking fire.
Yeah, that's
from
true.
Those AR2 guys.
Yeah, that's true. So anyway, it's just a bit sort of, it falls into that sort of shooting gallery, type situation.
But it's not. I mean, they're not throwing grenades, but they're also not. They can't not hit you.
Yes.
So.
Yes. Okay, so now we're down into the bunker. I found without the gravity gun, this was really frustrating for me, because I was desperate just to pick up one of those barrels and hurl it down there.
No, I want to pick up the manhacks every time I see them in this mod. I just want to pick one up, just smash it against the wall,
or ram it into a. Oh crap! Yeah, this really gets pretty dicey down here in the corridors pretty quickly.
Which is a weird pacing choice, because we just had that huge courtyard fight outside.
Yeah, and I think this is sometimes perhaps where I did find it a bit frustrating was the fact that these guys just come in and they're just point blank range with shotguns, and you're like, oh my god,
yeah,
it's so full on. You really don't get too much of a chance for a breather.
If you'd maybe just kept it to like SMG guys and a couple turrets,
yeah,
I think that would have been fine. But throw it in the shotgun guys, and now you're fighting for your life again. Ooh.
It sounds like you're having fun.
AR2 at point blank surprises me every time.
I think that as you walk down the corridor, you get past the turret, and then just on the left-hand side, there's just like about 8 guys waiting for you, or they were in my case. I like turrets. I think they're brilliant gameplay devices. You can have such fun with them, and I certainly have done in my mods when I've been building things. They really. That's not going very well. They really spice up the gameplay, and it's so much nicer in the fact that the player has to sort of it denies them corridors, if you see what I mean. Denies them arcs of movement, which works very, very well.
They're also great like relaxation enemies. Like they're an enemy, but they're not. They don't require as much as attention as a shotgun guy. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
they're not gonna close in on you. You can take your time and choose your strategy and choose how to take them down. Which I think they're a good combination of turrets and like barnacles or mines is always a good thing. Okay. Let's talk about these point blank range shotgun guys for a minute.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I'll get to Philip's point in a second.
Okay, I didn't see Philip's point. Just purely, it's brutal. It's like, how much health am I going to lose in literally no time at all with no warning?
I feel like there's a lot of health in this mod, but just because there's so much damage being dealt to you, not because it's to compensate for the damage, not in reverse,
Yeah. No, it's actually similar. I think we saw it in Station 51, where the gameplay in some areas, and well, not all, and certainly in this map, not all at all either, where it's dance, fight, shoot, health, and just sort of a constant supply of health to keep yourself alive. And it's an interesting sort of way of building that. Sorry, you were going to say that Philip had a point.
Oh yeah, he said he liked this section because it's just full on straight away, which I agree with. It's a surprise. Like you're expecting a rest, but then you don't get it, which is why I don't think it's too bad. I mean, it's a little bit much, but I don't think it's too bad.
I don't think it's bad at all. I think I like the way how I had to pick my way through it. I resented the point blank shotgunners. That was my only real problem because I think when you reach the point where they're hiding just around the corner from you, you step through and there's nothing you can do, and you just get a shotgun blast straight in the face, and you've just lost a huge chunk of health without ever really having a chance to get past it. So I'm now heading into map 2.
And you get stuck on the doorways a little bit too. I mean, they're curved on the side, but this happens later on in the mod too, where I try to retreat and I get stuck on a doorway.
They've got a little they've got a little internal frame that is like a lip that you can get caught on. So I'm heading to map 2. Where are you? Or are you already in there?
I'm getting there right now. I think the shotgunners could have worked better if they had that script, where they kind of jump back for a second, leaning against the wall and they jump out, and maybe if there was one less guy, but they had that little script to give you a moment to respond.
I
mean, they don't fire at you right away, but still.
Yeah, as I said, it's just I think you have to be really sparing with shotgunners. I think that they're great enemies for pressuring the player, and so you have AR2s at a distance, and then the shotgunners come in, and and try and clear you out, so to speak.
And the fact that they charge you without flinching, like they won't back down.
Yeah, but I think you've really got to use them sparingly in the fact that you've got. Sorry, bear with me. I'm just having a rearrange of my playing setup. I'm using a laptop, by the way, everybody, and that's what I do. I've got an Alienware laptop, and it gets quite warm on your lap. That's the only problem. So you get sweaty crotch. One thing I noticed here, which I quite liked, was there's a point of no return. Because I got to the next section and I was like, hey, I can go back and get those grenades right from the courtyard. So I turned around, or the rockets for that matter. So I turned around and went back to map 1 and headed through it, but he locks the door behind you. So
weird, because I just turned around and I hit a map load. That is.
Oh really? Okay. No. You can map. You can map load into the previous map, but when you do, the door's locked. So when you come through on the previous map and that door closes behind you and locks itself, so that when you transport back to it, you can't do that. Either that or no, it isn't that. I know what it is. It's either way. It's quite clever. I would have had the point of no return in the new map instead of in the old map, but it's still quite clever.
I actually open the door and I go backwards and the door and the new map loads and the door's closed, and then I come back and the door's just popped open. But
Okay, so I'm now into the control room on the far side. I like the workable monitors where you can change the view and flick between the cameras. That's very cool.
There's a little G-Man scene in the laundry room.
Oh, is there? I missed it.
Yeah.
Is he on camera?
He's kind of by one of the pillars. And he straightens his time and then goes by.
I missed it. Damn. Okay. All right. Never mind. I hope people saw that because I was looking at the monitor straight away. But I was about to make a point and say it's a shame there was nothing on the monitors, but I'm just an unobservant fool.
Well, I agree with you a little bit though. Like if you know how Boney appears just at the end,
Yeah.
like just randomly out of the blue.
It would have been nice to see him, yeah, and sort of
Yeah, like
telegraph that.
sneaking through, like you just see him off the side, like you're like, oh, who's that? Because
Yeah.
it's kind of pixelated, but
Gotcha.
so it doesn't feel so random. Like I don't know, Chekhov's security monitor.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, no, that would have been a good idea. As if you were sort of following a team through the facility who were just sort of ahead of you a little ways. I like the little side section where you head down into the cell block and there's some pickups there. You know, little areas to explore like that aren't necessarily on the main path, but you can follow them. I quite like that.
And yeah, this is also a nice little rest area after the yard fight and the bunker.
Yeah, yeah, agreed. It's a chance to get your breath, and that's really appreciated, and that's good design. Making sure that the player does have a chance to take it easy. Okay, and then obviously we're into this section.
Quick note about the visuals, the lighting here too. Like outside, it was all light blue and green and stuff, and you get here and it's all nice, warm, soft colors, telling you you're safe.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true.
I hadn't noticed that until the second playthrough, and then when you open the second door, it's a lot more.
Yeah,
harsh
you're
colors.
right.
Then you get here, and it's.
Yeah, I mean, you move through to the next area, and you've got the combine lights, you know, which are far more stark and unpleasant.
Yeah.
So this is the point when I'm now through to the area with the big, you can see through to the laundry room, but there's a combine field in the way.
Yeah.
And at the other end of that corridor, there is a gate with two turrets behind it. So I don't know if you tried this, but I tried to take out the turrets now at this point.
Oh, really?
But, yeah.
Does it work?
It does if you don't throw a grenade straight at the bars, and then if you do an underhand throw, you can. Oh, I did this before. I'm not going to be able to do it now, and I've just wasted my last grenade.
To throw them straight through the bars with a normal throw.
Yeah. So, but you can do it. I've knocked one over by a little, but yeah, you can take him down now. But I like that in the fact that you can plan ahead and do what you need to.
I wish it was more obvious that they were like connected to something, but I guess there's not much you can do to that.
What, with sort of wires wise, or?
Yeah, like to show that they're turned off right now. I mean, you can kind of get it once you walk in, but if there was like some more visual cues or something.
Yeah, I felt that the zombie when you head into the control room downstairs, I felt the zombie was out of place. A little.
How so?
I mean, obviously he's a combine, and he's a zombie, and but we haven't really seen any head crabs yet. And I think normally whenever I put zombie or zombies into a map, I normally sort of start to hint that we're now sort of seeing some of that. And he really is on his own. There isn't any more zombies in this. You don't see zombies until much later in the mod.
I kind of like it. He's like a he's there to surprise you, break up your pacing, something you're not expecting, and he's also he's like, what's the Zombines are great for one-off enemies. Like just a zombine by himself, he's kind of like an enemy with a timer, so you don't have to worry about him for too long.
Yeah.
Like instant spike, and then you're good.
Yeah. No, that's cool. It's
Did he drop a grenade for you?
He did.
Like a grenade pickup?
I picked up a grenade from somewhere, so I'm assuming it was from him. Yeah.
Do they normally do that?
It's a good question. Yeah, I'm sure I've picked up grenades from Zombine before.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to say 100%. Someone else on the feed might be able to say otherwise. Okay, so I'm now past the turrets and opening the double doors into the cell block. So we've got two more turrets down the bottom there, which sort of keep you out of the centre, which is quite good. Which is sort of a nice bit of whatever we were just talking about. So my solution here is to use the rocket launcher. Oh, actually,
I normally like ninja drop down from above and take him out.
Oh, I did that before. No, I did that last time. You're right. I happen to have rockets left at this point, and I'm thinking it might be a good choice. But there we go, done. I
like how there's nothing in these cells, like around the turret. There's nothing in the cells except for like one fast head crab.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the cells above the turrets.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're using we're cookie cuttering here, which is fine, and I do that a lot in my maps, especially when you're dealing with big areas like this, where you need to put detail in, and a cell block would, at least it works in this respect because the cell block would have all the same geometry.
Yeah.
And
I think there's there's different colors between the bottom and the top floor, but after that, the third floor doesn't.
Yeah, it's pretty samey.
I also like that there's a crate at the far end in front of the turrets, like on the ground level.
Yes.
Like right next to the Antlions.
Oh man, I used a rocket launcher and didn't kill either of the turrets. How is that even possible? They both exploded outwards towards the wall, and the wall upright had kept them upright.
Curse physics engine.
The unluckiest player ever. So, moving past the turrets, we get into an area where we can see a bunch of goodies on the table, but we can't get to them yet. I like this kind of stuff where it's sort of posing a challenge to the player. And you're going
to the doorway.
Oh, actually, it's just no, it's fine. It isn't this point. I'm sure there's another point later on where there's a nice loop, and it pays off after a while. Okay, let's see. Okay, I think the one thing, and what we're seeing here now is quite a good example of it, is that you sort of hit a button and then the bad guys are alerted to your presence, and then in come the bad guys. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, you get that loud alarm. I actually didn't think I saw anyone move on the monitor, but yeah, you hear the sound. Yeah,
the alarm sort of goes off, and then well, I mean, he's used kind of the one round of the alarm as the button sort of push sound, which I think threw me a little. But
yeah, it is a little bit. I imagine it would loop a little bit, but it just kind of goes off once.
Yeah, exactly. Which is kind of okay. So now I'm heading into the laundry, and boy, this was an interesting battle. I think this maybe falls a little bit into the issue where you don't really get a chance to get into the playing space before the action begins. It's a great playing space, and it looks fantastic, and I think it's quite a good layout for a battle as well. But once again, it all kicks off as you head through the front, the door at the beginning, and you're left with really. I found it difficult to move further into the, and make use of the geometry and stuff.
Of physics objects, too, which something can kind of block where you're going. I mean, it cover, but
yeah.
Like moving around the side, like moving around the left or right, is really awkward.
Yeah.
But
I think there's. I think you were saying as well that there's a lot going on, and maybe too much going on.
Yeah. I mean, right now, for me anyway, it doesn't feel like a lot, but that's because we've played it like at least twice already.
Yeah.
But, like first time around, it's the hectic fight.
Yeah, and I mean, do you think the turrets are too much? Like the turrets and the Antlions, would it have been just better if it was pure combine battle through a really nice area like this?
It was at first. It seemed like a little bit too much, but I just ran in, and one of the turrets got knocked down while I wasn't even looking, and the other one I kind of just threw a grenade. And I'm not even sure I hit it. I think a combine might have ran into it. I'm not really sure.
I felt it was just a bit too manic for me. I was trying to learn the geometry of the area. My brain was sort of trying to learn the geometry of the area, trying to keep my peripherals open, seeing what was going on, and the turrets. And I don't know, it was just a little bit overwhelming for me, and I don't think
having to toss the grenades to clear out the turrets while dealing with all the combine and the Antlions. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, this fight keeps ending quicker than I remember it being the first time.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I mean it's a big space. We talked about this last time as well, and I hate reiterating. Well, no, I don't hate reiterating points. They just come up. But how long? I mean, so what we've spent like about 3 minutes in this space, in that battle.
Yeah, I remember it being a lot longer and more drawn out the first time though.
Yeah. I guess it depends on how it goes. For me, that was very quick. But once again, is that because I know already, or maybe the first playthrough's a bit better?
I remember the first playthrough. I crouched near the various crouch cover at the top.
Yeah.
And it took like a good while to actually knock the turrets over, and the fight had kept going on for like at least 5 more minutes while I was doing that. But then once you knock the turrets over, I think it all cleans up pretty quick actually.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay, so I'm moving into the next map.
Oh, actually, one thing I want to mention about this fight.
Sure.
As soon as you enter the arena, there's a flank that you can take on the left.
Oh, yeah, no, I think I did.
I had missed it the first time, and I only noticed it the second time, and it made the fight so much easier, because I could just kill the AR2 guys, and as soon as they were dead, the Antlion stopped respawning soon after.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I found that too. So, at least I think I did. I don't know. As I say, I didn't really find it difficult. It was just a bit more, as I say, it was just a bit confusing. But I get
Lots
easily
of confusion, and then it disappeared suddenly.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm into map 3, and surprisingly now I'm up to the shower block.
Wait, hold on, let me catch up to you real
Sure,
bit.
no problem at all.
Oh, I remember the first time this room with all the physics props. The what are they called? Shelves? Not shelves. Closets.
Yes.
Green closets. For some reason, I felt really tense right then. Like I kept expecting someone to be around the corner with a shotgun ready to kill me.
I wonder what it is
I mean-
about that. Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's just because you get hemmed in the design of the space. I don't know. I like that. You don't get that feeling a lot of tension in custom maps that often.
Yeah, that's true. It's yeah. I mean, all these things are normally physics props. Well, there's some the small ones are, the big ones aren't. Yeah, God, I miss the graph gun. But I just want to pick these things up and throw them around and see if there's anything behind them. See if there's any secrets or some kind of vent or something. Anyway, okay, so yeah, the next section, and then obviously we're dropping in with the Antlion guard fight.
Yes, I'm about to drop in.
Okay, all right, let's do this.
That's why I saved my rockets.
Yeah, I probably should have done that, but I survive. What are your thoughts on this fight?
I think it's a good fight, and except the acid lion's actually really funny. But I feel like he gives you that little hallway to kind of recuperate from the last fight.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's alright. But then this pattern continues throughout the mod.
Yes.
So like, if he hadn't done this sort of and fight again.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to stay alive.
But the fact that it's here, it's yeah.
My issue is, yeah, I mean, it's okay, so how to put this? It feels like he picked out the key moments from Nova Prospect and then put them all in, but didn't necessarily think about the order that those were going to get, that those should be in, so to speak.
Oh, okay. So you're saying like you feel like that God should have been later?
I think that there is not enough sort of just simple exploration through the place, and you sort of go from one set piece to another. If in the actual
I'm going to bring this up in the next part because
okay,
in the next part it's like straight combat again after killing the God.
Yeah, and it's almost like a tick box exercise. I've done that bit, now I've done that bit, now I've done that. And none of it's bad, it's all well put together. It's just if they took them all as individual encounters, they'd be great. It's the combination of all of them in the order that they've been done in that causes the issue for me.
Yeah, which is I think kind of how this mod was made. He did it map by map, and judging by the I hadn't played the bonus maps, but I know Daz did a run through of the opening.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, I didn't play them either. We were talking about that, and yeah, I don't know why I forgot to go back and play them. Go on,
no, but I mean, I saw Daz play the early version of this mod, which was just the opening map, which is I feel like, I mean, I could be wrong, but I feel like he did it map by map, and then tested each map individually, and then put them all together.
Yeah.
So he never really tested them together. He tested them independently.
Yeah, and that's maybe, as we say, we're here to learn stuff. So maybe that's a good a good thing to learn. And that if you're gonna be creating a longer adventure like this, that you need to consider those points. And I mean, I think there's also the issue of weapon progression. Because you start out with almost everything, and there isn't really much weapon progression at all. So as a result, I mean, weapons can be used pickups wise. You can use them as a reward, or you can use them as also for all sorts of things, or to sort of unlock a puzzle, or something like that.
I think I see what you're getting at. Like, there's no kind of motivation exactly. Like, oh, I don't have this weapon, maybe I'll get it later.
Yeah, or here's the rocket launcher would have been really useful back then, but I didn't have it, and then later on you get the payoff of now I've got it, and I'm actually gonna make them pay.
One thing I will say though is that I feel like fighting Combine soldiers is a lot more fun when you have the entire arsenal.
Because you have choices.
That you can use the 357 for this guy, you can use the AR2 for that guy. Juggling those weapons.
Yeah. Yeah, you can.
I just feel like it can work a lot better with all of them. But,
yeah, I know what you mean. I think that there is something to be said for that, and you can be more creative with how you take these situations on if you've got, because I mean, in like Half-Life 2, when you've only got the SMG. First of all, it sounds horrible. I hate the noise of the SMG. It drives me nuts. But yeah, you really are quite limited with the gameplay that you can do, and there's a reason why you only have Metro Cops at that point.
Yeah, and the low health Metro Cops too, the simple cop variant.
Yeah. And the sorry, I'm trying to kill things. Just a second.
This part. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm catch up.
I'm up at the control room.
Actually, something I want to talk about this part is that this part, it does not feel like a combat space. Like what is the player supposed to do? Because the Soundbind around the corner all at once, and there's just a hallway with cover on the left.
Yeah.
Like there's no real options open to you other than retreat, and then they just kind of all get funneled in.
Yeah. Gotcha. No, I feel the same way. This to me would have been a better area for turrets or something like that.
Give you one SMG guy to work the controls, and then just 2 turrets scattered around to give you that little rest.
Yeah, exactly. It's and we sort of and I think we've kind of got the same gameplay thing going on here, where we're going to come up here, we're going to hit a button, and then something's going to happen, and that's sort of a repeating thing that we see over and over here. This sort of go in, hit the button, go back down, things have changed, carry on.
This control room area, like on hard mode, I died at least 4 times.
It's a hell of a lot to throw at you. There's 5 or 6 guys there, 2 of which are shotgunners.
And then 2 AR2 guys too, like shooting you at point blank, every single shot hitting.
Yeah.
And the only option I have is to retreat, get stuck on the doorway, and die to a shotgun blast to the face. Occasionally, a grenade will get thrown at me, but
yeah. I think that it's got to. This is. I'm sorry. I'm just realising this is going to be a critical gym where, for the most part, we agree on everything again. Damn it! I need someone who really. I need Philip. Me and Philip disagree on everything. I need Philip for the next one, definitely. Anyway, I've got to stop. Yeah, inviting people that I agree with. I think that there's the difficulty. Right. Okay. So when you're fighting Combine, the fun of it comes from obviously the moving and the choices that you make.
The run and gun.
Yeah, I mean the choices you make as to how to approach it, what cover to take, what route to take, and getting the better of them in that respect. Throwing 5 guys at you at point blank range, I think there's not really much fun there.
When you use them like fodder, they are fodder. I guess is the best way to put it.
Yeah.
When they're used like each guy's gonna die quickly, which they do die quickly normally.
Yeah.
But when you use them like that, it doesn't. Yeah.
There's not much challenge.
I think there is some challenge because again I died.
Well, yeah, but it's not a fun challenge.
Yeah.
That's the point I think I'm getting to, is that the fun of playing these games to me is I've tried it that way, now I'm going to try it this way. And trying those tactics and things like that. And when you literally have as I say, 6 guys point blank range running at you, there really isn't much choice involved.
Yeah, especially this section here with the turret.
Yeah.
The first time through, I got hemmed in this corner on the left, and then the AR2 guys kept flanking me, and it just all I could do was just pull the trigger and wait for them to die with no other decisions.
Yeah.
And I was forced to corner camp. I couldn't not corner.
Yeah.
Camp.
Okay. No, and I've seen it in a few of the other areas. Go on, sorry.
The turret, the light's on when you walk in, but there's no guy on it. That threw me off the first time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, you're right, because that's normally I mean, when I started using turrets in mine, I lifted it straight out of an official map, right? That's what I do. And so as a result, it does that. I think when it's not in use, the light goes off, right?
Yeah. So I came in. I'm like, wait, is there a turret there? And then I saw the guy running up, and the 3 other guys come up. I'm like, oh wait, it's not. And I started getting hit by AR2 fire.
Gotcha.
Those are momentary visual confusion.
Yes. I think the actual, when you get on the turret, that piece is handled pretty well. Like the guys coming in from the ceiling and that kind of thing. I mean,
Yeah,
you know.
have to.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was going to say it is what it is, and it's whenever you get. It was interesting to me in Aftermath in map 3. I had one of these, and actually I had one of them in Deep Down as well. And in neither situation do I give the player the opportunity to use it and shoot at things. It's always an offensive weapon for the Combine, as opposed to something to be used by the player. And yeah. I didn't realise I did that in Deep Down, but in Aftermath it was a choice, a definite choice, which is that just it's a tough weapon to get past. You know, it really does pump out the damage.
Oh, I know from personal experience.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, that scene was pretty harsh. But it was meant to be. I wanted it to be difficult. But Philip was kind of a little upset that he didn't get to use it, and there seems to be an expectation, because I think in the official games, for the most part, whenever there is one of these turrets, you get a chance to use it and kill a bunch of guys who are coming towards you.
It's kind of like when you don't have the AR2 and you kill the guy with the AR2 and you get to use his AR2.
Yes.
It's like that sort of I don't have this weapon. Now that I have it, I like kind of like what you're talking about with the rocket launcher.
Yeah.
You first have a situation where you need it but don't have it. Then you have a situation where you have it. You should have a situation where you need it.
Well, I think there's also the reciprocity kind of thing of I just had to fight my way through and kill a bunch of you guys using that weapon. I'm going to use it and turn it against you now.
This is my reward for taking out the gun, is I get to use the gun.
Yes. That's interesting. Yeah, and I didn't think about that when I was doing Aftermath, and maybe that's why Philip got pissed off. Anyway, which is a perfectly reasonable suggestion.
Something I will note about this space is that I like the design of it. You've got this neat verticality with the catwalks, and
it's clever.
And like with the catwalks, you can have all this sort of they flank you, but from the next level up.
Yes,
so
no, I agree.
Distance.
I'm gonna totally try and use this sort of. It's a spiral. It goes around in a spiral shape. It's really clever, and I'm definitely going to be using, or not stealing it, but I'm learning something from this.
Yeah. The nature of the catwalks is you got this vertical cover.
Yes.
Like normally you'll have cover on ground height, but now you have this cover that can put you between the guys above.
Yeah. No, this is great, and it reminds me of there's a section in Half-Life 1, or Black Mesa as we now call it, where you have it's when you first encounter the Marines. And there's kind of this spiraling work area kind of thing. It's very like a factory type thing.
But what it's like about this encounter is it doesn't use that space. It uses it for the neat turret bit.
Yeah.
But you could have done a lot more by having the AR2 guys on the ground be above instead.
Yeah, totally agreed.
So then you wouldn't get hemmed in because you could take the catwalk as cover, but then you have to worry about the turret. But you don't get overwhelmed as quickly, and it's more fun.
Yeah, no, agreed. So I think there's some great mapping on display, especially in that area. But yeah, I think they could have made more of that.
Quick thing you mentioned about that HECU area, the Marine area in Half-Life 1.
Yes.
The design of that is such that because the Marines in Half-Life 1, they didn't work like the Combine. Like they don't try and get a line of fire. They charge at you.
Yes, that's
like
true.
they charge at you. So the design of that space made it so they got a line of fire because it like spiraled around. So they flanked you. Like the space made them look smart, basically.
Yeah. No,
because they would charge you to get down the stairwell, and they'd end up flanking you just because of the way the space was designed.
Yeah. It's interesting playing Black Mesa, and I was thinking I'm actually tempted to do a critical gym about Black Mesa because it makes me angry. But those. Sorry?
Oh, you're right to there. Okay, you're right to there.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just finished the turret section.
Oh, okay. No, I'm down. I'm heading down the stairwell.
It's the zombie bit, yeah.
Yeah. And we'll talk about that in a second. But while you're catching me up, I'll just talk about some of those areas in Black Mesa when I was trying to play it. And the interesting thing is that the Heku Marines AI seem to have sort of tried to replicate the AI from Half-Life, the original, where it wasn't very clever and it did stupid things and it just ran up to you at point blank range and that kind of thing. And they've actually dumbed down the AI of the Marines.
Well, actually, I feel like that's an interesting point though, is because the Combine are not the same Marines from Half-Life One. Like the if you look at the way the Combine are programmed and the way the like Metro Comps are programmed, essentially they took the Marines from Half-Life One, gave them the smarter line of fire stuff,
Yeah.
and split up the way they attacked.
Yeah.
So you got the defensive nature of the Marines and the Metro Cops, and the offensive nature and tactics in the soldiers.
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah.
I feel like they didn't really do that with the Marines from Half-Life, from Black Mesa. I feel like they got the Combine and then threw up some of their own special stuff in there, and it doesn't really work.
Yeah. I did a review of Black Mesa the other day on Steam, and boy, I got some pretty harsh comments back after that. There are some serious fanboys out there that love it. Yeah, right, okay.
I mean,
I'm moving.
it's tough, but I feel like it's a little bit unfair, in all honesty.
What, my review?
No.
Oh.
I mean, I will say your review was a little bit harsh, but I mean the game itself is a little bit unfair because mostly I want to say audio cues. There's not enough warning.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I know what you mean. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Right, okay, so back to Liberation. Enough of Black Mesa. So I'm now downstairs in the kind of the basement area.
Yeah, I just broke down the boards and I'm waiting to cross the threshold.
Ah, okay. I'm literally heading in now. And what's interesting about this area? So is this the zombie area? This is the zombie area, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Zombies. Let's cure for combine-itis.
This is going to be an interesting point because wow, I just flobbed a grenade at the zombine in the corner and they didn't die, which is annoying. As in
that
from
100 health.
That SMG, yeah. I ran through this entire area and never engaged a single zombie. I saw the zombine behind me, they made me run forwards, and then there were just more zombies in front of me, and I just side dodged them until I found the way out. I haven't played this area. I mean, it's a good learning point in the fact that, we should have been gated in, really, and should have been more of an arena type situation where you had a circle of rooms.
Zombines come from behind. I guess that kind of, like if they'd come from behind and the front, which it looks like they're designed to do,
yeah,
then I feel like you'd get hemmed in a little bit more and feel like you have to fight. But I feel like this it feels like too much combat so soon.
Yeah.
Because you literally fought the guard, fought the 5 guys in the close quarters area, then the turret, and now you got the zombie. I mean, I think he's accounting for it with the walking, but I just don't not like it's enough time. Like I've replayed the Halo games recently, and they do this a lot, where sometimes they just have sections where there's no combat and you just walk around.
Yeah.
Like you walk down the long corridor. There's a rest. It doesn't.
I think it's important, and I wrote an article about this for Lambda Generation, and I can't remember the name. Who's the guy who runs that website? I can't remember what his name is. He's a really nice guy. I can't remember what his name is, but anyway. But I used examples from various different games, BioShock and from several others, about breathing space. And about areas where there is no combat and where there is no everything. And he said he couldn't publish it because it wasn't purely Valve stuff. It was we were heading into other directions.
Yeah.
So it was a bit of a shame. But I've still got that actually. I might see if I can publish it elsewhere. But or maybe on my blog, which I haven't touched for about 3 years. I mean, it's really important. I think, and what I was saying is that in BioShock you've got whole levels like. Have you played it, BioShock?
Yes,
Infinite.
Bioshock,
Sorry, Infinite.
Oh, Infinite. Yeah, Infinite too. Both.
So the bit in Battleship Bay where you get, you've just got Elizabeth and you end up on the beach, and then you go through that whole level, and it's a huge, great area of just characters having fun and playing on the, on the funfair and all that stuff, and it's wonderful, and there's no, and it really gives you a huge breathing space between action and a chance to really get into some story.
Yeah, and the first half of Nova Prospect was like, you had the huge courtyard fight outside, then you literally just enter an abandoned prison where there's just nothing. There's a couple turrets, but other than that, it's an entire map with two enemies, basically.
Yeah. No, I think and I mean, it is frustrating from a mapping perspective in the fact that when you're alone, when you're a hobby mapper like we are, you're building a lot of space and you're doing a lot of detailing, and if there's nothing that's going to happen in it, it feels like a waste.
Yeah.
but actually, it might not be. I mean, but you don't necessarily have to put combat in.
Yeah.
You can do puzzles, or you can just simply do.
Which, I mean,
yeah, go on.
we can both agree. I'm pretty sure we can both agree that new puzzles in Half-Life 2 can be a little bit daunting of a task. Coming up with a new puzzle.
Yes, agreed. Yeah, and I think if you don't, there's so many ways that you can misstep, and people, and players miss the point of what it is they're trying to be doing, etc.
Yeah.
But at the same time, right? So forget puzzles, but you can still have fun. I.e., you can use all these different elements within Half-Life to create fun little mini games and stuff like that, which I think is like there's a great one in Freeman Pontifex where there is just a crate with some barnacles, and you have to try and get the crate off the barnacles without losing it down the, stuff like that.
I think that's what this mod could have really used. Actually, is instead of having all these head crabs literally around every single corner, just barnacles hanging from the ceiling. Just cut down the zombies and head crabs. Maybe have one jump scare.
Is there a barnacle in this? I can't remember. I'm sure there's one.
Oh yes, no. I think there's one or two later on at the end. But other than that, they don't show up anywhere.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so I'm now through that area and I'm down into the electricity water puzzle thing.
Yeah, this area, like everywhere there could possibly be a head crab to jump scare you. There is.
That's true.
Like I like that setup of the corridor at the start where there's that little turned over cart and you're like, maybe there's a supply crate back here, and then there's a zombie and a head crab. That was good, and it was a nice scare. But then you just get to the next room and there's more head crabs hiding where you might think crates are, and it's just
you don't need it. I mean, there's no tension if they're always there.
Yeah, and I feel like that's what this middle half of the mod really suffers from. Same thing with the high level of combat. Like I feel like the combat ramps down, but it never ramps up, and it's just intense combat, then nothing, and then intense combat. It doesn't. The combat feels more dull because it's intense all the time.
Yeah, no, you're right, and this is what I definitely got combat fatigue with this mod, and I think I'm sort of heading on for the point. Well, no, we've got this puzzly bit here, which we can get through. But once you get
the puzzly bit, there's a zombie and 2 head crabs and 6 man hacks.
That's true.
I mean, I'm a man hack advocate. I will defend the man hack. It's a good enemy.
And I will forever, argue on the other way. I hate them so much.
Yeah. But like 3 man hacks bursting through in a puzzle section, and then 3 more bursting through. First time around, I was just ready to be like, okay, I'm done. Please, I don't want to do this part anymore.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about this puzzle because, or this area, because I didn't get it. Or maybe I did get it and I did it right, but it's not what I would say is great. Or I did it wrong and made life very, very difficult for myself, and didn't use my brain enough. So obviously,
there's another valve past the elevator to turn off the steam.
Oh, I got really angry because I'm like, I can't avoid this damage. How am I supposed to turn this steam off?
Yeah.
So so there's another valve past the elevator. Where's the elevator? In the other room.
The elevator you power up.
Oh, is that what I'm doing? So I think that was the thing. I didn't connect what the switch was for. Why do I have to turn this electricity on to get out of here? And where's the elevator?
I feel like if this room had been reversed. Over the turn around. The
you can't
ladder. Go up the ladder and go to the other side.
Okay.
Through the doors.
You're watching me from like 30 seconds ago, so that's not going to help you. No, it's fine. So it's actually in the other room.
Yes.
Ah, okay. That's where we're misstepping, I think, because as I say, with a puzzle, the best thing to do is show the player the problem first. And then get them to work backwards and work out the solution. In my opinion, right?
I like this idea because the steam doesn't actually push you; it just hurts you. So if you wanted to, you could just run through to the end and not touch the steam thing at all.
Yeah.
Like you could get the damage, but you could finish it quicker and avoid the zombies and whatnot.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I did. That's exactly what I did.
Which I like. Which reminds me of some of the Half-Life 1 puzzles where there's a risky, quick solution and a not so risky, longer solution to do.
Can you give an example of that? I'm trying to remember where in Half-Life 1 that happens.
There's 2 rooms actually that I can think of. There's one in residue processing where you turn the generator and those pumps turn on and open and close.
Oh,
The first one you could jump across it, which is risky because you could die.
Yeah.
Or you could take one of the crates from that catwalk move it over and take the ladder on the left side of the opposite catwalk.
Okay, gotcha.
And then there's also this one part with some hound eyes behind and an electric fence.
Uh-huh.
You have to shoot the wooden board and turn off the fence. And then
Oh, I know. Yeah.
But if you don't have ammo, what do?
Yeah.
There's actually a lamp and some pipes. You can actually clamber around, avoid the hound eyes, and not have to shoot the wooden board and just climb over the fence.
Oh.
Which is longer, but you don't get the damage.
Yeah, gotcha. Oh, interesting. So I'm just checking. I've just turned off the steam, and now I'm able to go back on the pipes, back into the other area to turn on the elevator. There's no other way to get back into the other area other than taking the pipes. Oh, there's a ladder. Oh, there's a ladder there.
Yeah, there's a ladder.
I didn't see that. And that's okay. This is what I'm saying. I'm sort of working this out for the second time, you know?
Yeah. But with this space, though, I feel like either it could have been done where you could see the pipe from the room you enter in.
Yeah.
And so, like, okay, I've got the power. And you could probably, like, you could see the wheel and the elevator from the other room.
Mm-hmm.
So you could turn on the power and be like, hey, I see the elevator on. Hey, there's a pipe over there.
Yeah.
How do I get that to turn off the steam?
Gotcha. Oh, God, there's even more hammer. I've literally, I think there's about 9 or 10 man hacks in this area.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Like, first time through, because I did it out of order, they all spawned at once. Like, I hit all the triggers at once. So, man hacks. Okay, I killed them. Man hacks. Okay, I killed them. Man hacks. Oh.
Wow. I will say the electricity's done very well, though. It looks great. The electricity water.
A mini puzzle. There's actually a nice delay, because when you hit the lever, the electricity doesn't turn on right away, so you can actually, if you break the crates, you can actually run straight over to the left without taking the damage.
No, I stood on a crate and got a stick and poked it. Okay. Right, I'm calling the elevator. But yeah, so an interesting idea. As I say, I think it's better to... I would have preferred to see the elevator, go up to it, hit the button, it not work, and then sort of have to work out how to go and make it work, if you see what I mean. Rather than, doing it. I
feel like they could have also done it where the valve is hidden, like it is now the steam valve.
Yeah.
But there's an earlier part where, like maybe the color of the pipes or something, you know that there's a valve to turn off this steam.
Yeah.
Because you've seen it earlier, and then you come here and you're like, okay, I need to find the valve.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, oh, I don't want to find the valve. I'm just gonna run the steam. Like you let you know that there's a valve. Like you mentioned that.
Yeah.
Like either you could see it from the other room, or an earlier room could be designed that way, and so you don't see it this time, but you know it should be there.
Although personally, I would say that the find the valve handle puzzle is dead in my opinion. I'm done with that. I don't ever want to find the valve handle again.
Well, I mean, find the thing to turn, basically, to turn off the steam, not find the little prop.
Okay, cool. Yeah, just so you know, if I'm reviewing any more mods and they've got batteries or valve handle finding sections in it, I may be a little more critical. Seriously, I mean, I know we're talking about not, like puzzles are hard to do. Yes, they are. I agree, but at the same time, doing a puzzle that I already know the solution to is no fun.
I don't know. I like battery puzzles. I mean, I was tired of them for a little bit, but then I started really liking them.
Sadist.
Because, like, I mean, the battery puzzle, the find the lever to the generator, find the little turn handle, because they're the easiest puzzle and the most satisfying of, like, where's Waldo? So you have a motivation to explore the space, and you can, like, explore the space, examine the environment, find some supplies. Like, those are the easiest puzzles to do, the exploration puzzle, and one of the most satisfying in my opinion.
Well, maybe. I mean, I think if you have the player have to jump through a few hoops to get to it, or for example, they can see the battery, but they need to work out how they can reach the battery, would be more interesting to me. That kind of, and then working out, I need to start this, which is going to move this forklift, which allows me to jump up onto, what I mean? That kind of thing, to me, is far more interesting and rewarding.
Think like, what is it? I'm trying to think, there's the valve wheel. You see it, I mean, I guess it kind of works both ways. You see it, like in episode 1, when you're first introduced to the separated valve wheel. Yeah. You see it, and you're like, oh, I need a wheel for this. And then you explore the space to find the wheel. So, I can see what you're saying. Because you haven't seen this before, so you're making that mental connection.
Yeah, that's the rewarding piece of a puzzle, is the aha moment.
Yeah,
which you don't get when you're like, oh, I've got to go and find some batteries. It's like there's no aha moment. I think I feel
like the batteries might actually be better Like, I mean, I'm still up for reusing batteries, but having to drag them across an entire map, I think that's the frustrating part.
Well, that's where you just launch them, don't you? Like the gnome, you know, you just
Yeah.
and hope that they end up not behind a fence somewhere that you can't get to.
Well, yeah, hopefully the mapper has made a respawning battery mechanic.
Okay, so I've now just jumped onto the next map. I'm hoping you're there with the red wall
Yeah,
section.
right there. Just open the doors.
Great. So this is where we start heading into some of the Combine architecture, which was done very, very well, in my opinion. It looks great, as I say. Yeah, map looks great.
And there's this neat little bit where you just walk around, just as a slight relaxation, but again, I don't really feel like it's enough
Yeah, agreed.
just yet.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I mean, I like the fact that he gives us a moment to take a breath and look at what he's done. Look at the artwork. Look at the, look at the Combine walls that are sort of, eating their way into the prison. And I think that, yeah, I mean, if players, if you're going to spend a long time, mappers, if you're going to spend a long time building a nice area like this, then yeah, definitely don't distract the player. Like, at least for the first time they see it, allow them to just, enjoy it.
Yeah.
And look at it.
I honestly feel like this could have been larger, like, because you just kind of
Yeah.
see the walls,
Yeah.
you look up, but the vista's kind of enclosed. You're like peeking
Ooh,
through.
I actually
never-
hadn't looked through the ceiling before. That's amazing. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Is that the is that supposed to be the air exchange building?
I know it's the the deep part. That's it. The
Yeah.
where the trains go, where you meet up with people going up and
Gotcha.
signal the uprising.
Yeah, I'm with you. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I just it was interesting if that was also the same, because obviously we've seen that recently make in Raise the Barville.
Yeah. I wish you would have opened this up more. Have you used some more of this space so that you actually had like a good vista where you could just stare at it for a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I agree. I think with things like that, what I've been tending to do recently is I allow the player to peek through at that, and then eventually I give them the full vista.
Yeah,
so
I mean, you do get that vista later on with the train.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
It feels so
yeah.
separated.
Yeah. I don't know. The end screwed up for me, so I never really got the ending. So hopefully this time I can appreciate it fully. Okay, so I'm now into the combining area with the the generator and all that stuff. And
yeah, 1 second on the area right before.
Yeah.
This is just a little bit of a nitpick, but I do
Sure.
not think the combine circular pillars are really combine enough for me. I mean, it's just I don't know. I saw it first. I'm like, I'll take it, but it just doesn't feel right. But
it's odd, isn't it? How there are some shapes which just don't feel very combiney, and obviously, yeah, they are circular, and circles don't really happen in the combine. In the combine,
I mean, they
world.
do in the like little bits, but not like on larger scale.
Yeah, that's interesting. An interesting point. Circular.
I like sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to underline that point. Go for it.
I mean, like Jason. I think Jason Gimble was talking about this. He's like, I just don't get combine architecture. Like it's just hard to get right.
Yeah. No, I've tried as well, and I really don't do very well. I think you saw that hub map that I did the other week that I built, and it was it was just awful. Didn't pull it off whatsoever. And it's actually, in that respect, it's really clever. The aesthetic of it all.
Yeah, it's so simple yet so hard to get right.
Yeah. I think that was what I was going for when I showed you that map I did the other week. I was trying to do something quick and easy, So I thought, wow, combine architecture, that's easy, right? No, it's not. I put some.
Oh, it's something I actually forgot to mention earlier was the Antlions. Like the way they come in seems so random. Like because in the first game in Half-Life 2, you turn off the perimeter stuff and they come in.
Gotcha.
But now here they're just kind of like, oh hey, Antlions, because
it's like surely that would have been a problem all the time, right? Well, I guess that's why they set up the turrets, though, right?
Yeah. When it feels like here that the Antlion can like kill the gunship.
Yeah.
You can hear chaos going off as the Antlions are breaking through in the background, like the explosions and stuff.
Yeah, I'm with you.
But, like you can hear gunfire, distant explosions in the first map. Like as soon as you kill the gunship.
Yeah.
But
well, it's a daily battle, It's part of the lot in life. Right, we need to move along, so I'm going to talk to Barney.
Okay. Well, okay, I just want because I hadn't made this connection earlier, but I feel like maybe the mapper was implying that Barney let the Antlions in.
Oh, okay. I
Like,
didn't. Yeah, go on.
I hadn't thought that till later because I feel like this seemed so random out of the blue, but but you get the Overwatch voice and the occasional Combine radio chatter, and maybe he was trying to subtly imply that, hey, there's someone else here too.
Gotcha.
But I feel like it could have been done in less subtle ways, you know?
Yeah, I mean it's always the challenging piece, especially when you're dealing with the existing the lines that you have. I mean that's what I found.
Actually, I was looking through it the other day. There is a line from Bonnie where he says, "I'll catch up with you later."
Yes, that would have been.
There is a line. I feel like they could have fit perfectly at the beginning.
Yeah.
Like some intro text.
Yeah.
Bonnie's there behind that grate behind you. I'll catch up with you later, and he runs off.
Yeah.
That's all you need, and this part feels less out of the blue. But it's just like turn the corner, hey, allies.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Which I'm not supposed to do, but there you go. But no, it's sort of. But then again, it does this in the official games as well. In some points for me, where they bring in these characters and suddenly they just like, well, where the hell? Like there's a bit when I think Alex catches up to you in Nova Prospect. And suddenly she just appears out of nowhere, and you're like, "Where the hell?"
Like you're not expecting her to be there. But
yeah.
Again, earlier on, if you're actually paying attention, she was like, "I'm going to catch a train to Nova Prospect over the radio transmission."
Oh, okay.
Granted,
no, I don't.
That was like 2 chapters ago, and when I first played it, I completely forgot about that.
Yeah. When they're in Black Mesa East, she says, "I'm going to go and do that."
No. It's right after Ravenholm. They Short Point base, maybe.
Yeah.
And that's also what she mentions. Her father got captured. First time through, I didn't know her father had gotten captured. But
I mean, I honestly think that the story is a bit meandering in Half-Life 2, and I mean, but that happens. I think that's definitely a symptom of the rework and revision they did. I mean, we all know about the various huge levels that were dropped and sections, and it all sort of gets cobbled together in the end. And I think the story suffers as a result.
Yeah, I mean, I love Highway 17,
yes.
But like it's what is it? It goes on for so long that you forget about why you're on the highway.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I think there's I don't know. Yeah, for me in Half-Life 2, I literally just what's in front of my nose is what I'm doing, and the bigger story of it, I don't really, Episode 2, I totally bought into the story far more. Because of the way it's told.
I feel like same thing here. Like Half-Life 2, the story the first time around, I kind of just glazed over.
Yeah.
And then I hit the ending, and I was like, I actually want to know what happened to these people now.
Yeah.
And the story was a lot more. It felt like a quick criticism of Half-Life 2.
Yeah.
The lab part, like the first part where you're in Clanner's lab.
Yeah.
It feels like everyone's talking over you.
Yeah.
Which, I mean,
yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Has I guess there is like character development and plot implications there, but it just feels so out of it. And then in episode 1, episode 2, you're like when Magnuson's talking, Alex glances over, like someone else is making eye contact with you.
You're part. You're brought into the. You're part of the conversation as opposed to just being a witness to it.
Yeah, which is how a lot of the Half-Life 2 stuff goes until the end with Breen, where you're like, where Breen's looking at you.
Yes.
You feel a lot more into the
you're sort of becoming the center of the point of attention. I'm moving through into the sort of cell block area with the control.
Oh, sorry, yeah, I was just throwing props around. Okay,
that's fine. With the turrets, and then you've got the Antlions coming in, and the it's all the red walled section. I struggled with this, trying to work out where to go, and I think I was just being dumb. I missed the fact that I could turn when I was up on the catwalk, that I could turn and go into the control room. So I came down into the larger area and was sort of trying to work out, well, am I supposed to get these props out of the way of this gate to be able to get through here, or you know what I mean? Like, where do I go? Or there's a gated section with a padlock on it, with a gas jet that's sort of distorting the image, and I thought, is this important? Do I need to blow this up? Maybe if I throw a grenade in there, it'll blow a hole in the wall or something. Nope, I just failed miserably to understand what the hell I was supposed to do.
I kind of like that, because you have the combat section, and you don't, and it's not until you beat the combat that you're like, oh, okay, I need to go forward. Like what is it? Like that time in the Ravenholmville map, where there's combat, and so you're not thinking to explore.
Yeah, yeah, I'm with you. And I think that it's. I mean, maybe it was fine. I mean, it got me to go and explore downstairs, before
Yeah.
I realised that there was a way up here. So maybe that's a good way to go. And I'm a big fan of having the player explore various areas and actually getting the player to explore and to move around the area. Yeah. I really like this bit when you come across this sort of higher walkway and you've got all the antlions getting killed by the turrets beneath you and they're behind the fenced area, because you can sort of see what's going on there, and then you're heading in and you're on this higher level and it's got that sneaky feeling to it. It's like I'm up here, but you don't know I'm up here.
It's also a nice rest from all the combat too.
Yeah.
Even though there's still combat going on,
You can see it, but you're
first
not
you have
in
to
it.
find the exit, and then you just kind of walk along and kind of watch things unfold.
Agreed. Yeah, I think that's. Yeah, I mean, as I say, we talked about it a bit earlier. Whenever you can observe something, but you're not part of it, I always really enjoy those areas.
Yeah. And see, like here, this is exactly what you're talking about with pacing and putting interesting stuff that's not necessarily combat. Like you can just watch this, and it's a nice rest from combat while not breaking up the action that's going on.
Yeah, I just.
It's a interesting thing that's not combat, which this mod needed earlier on.
I just hurled a SMG grenade at a light fixture which was about 2 feet in front of my face.
Did not know there was a combine up here.
Oh really? Yeah. He's there waiting for you, point blank range.
I think the Bonnie dialogue's tastefully done. Like, I think he actually uses custom scenes for this.
Oh really?
Which I wanted to decompile what he was doing in some parts.
Yeah.
But I was sifting through it and I realized he had a bunch of custom scenes lying around it. So
cool. I'm moving into that the VCD file type of thing in the project that I'm working on at the moment. I mean, obviously, I've used VCDs, existing VCDs, as in the scene.
Yeah.
VCDs, for people that don't know, are the choreographed scene files, which are basically whenever someone is doing dialogue, it controls all the facial animations, and so if you drop a scene into your map and then get it to start, then Alex, for example, will walk over to that spot and then say those words. Tends not to be too much. Does it do body kind of animation as well? I'm trying to remember.
It does gestures. Yeah. They're like overlaid animations, like pointing, leaning forward, pressing a button while still having the gun raised, that sort of thing.
Yeah. So they're really, really useful, but they are a pain in the ass to try and build custom ones, and this is part of the reason why you custom dialogue. I think that there's not that many people that do it, because you have to use Face Poser, and it can be really, really tricky.
Yeah, Face Poser crashed on me at least 4 times before you called. Yeah. And I was trying to get some lip sync working, and it just kept dying on me.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to drop down into the second Antlion Guard area. What do you think about there being 2 Antlion Guard battles in this mod?
I think I'm fine with it. And it does the same formula, but mixes up the environment.
Yeah.
And so it feels new, while still similar. Though I still dislike the acid lions. Like,
it doesn't work. They're not really designed for this kind of gameplay. They're much better as
there, so you don't run up to them and shoot them. So you back away and shoot them.
Yeah.
And they seem to glitch out too and explode randomly.
Yeah, no, I noticed that. I think that gameplay-wise, acid lions are great in where it's just you and maybe 1 or 2 of them, because they have this wonderful hiding logic. Where they're
very standoffish.
Yeah.
They like that. They're one of the few enemies in Half-Life 2 that don't run at you.
Yeah, and
I guess not as aggressive, I'll put it.
Yeah, no, and it's they're a much smarter enemy, and you can actually get a really good game of hide and seek going on with them, which I liked in my first map on Aftermath. I was really pleased with the results that I got out of them. The gameplay I thought worked pretty well.
They're one of the few Quake-like enemies in Half-Life 2, where you have to dodge their attacks, like because there's so much hit scan.
Yeah.
One of the few enemies that actually have a dodgeable attack.
The pillars here are breakable. This is great.
Yep.
I didn't know that before. That's awesome. He just rammed one of them and it disintegrated in front of me. That's brilliant. I quite enjoyed that.
There's actually Valve mentioned this once in one of their commentaries, that there should always be a supply of infinite ammo, like in the form of a crate or something, for the player to kill the guard with.
Yes.
I think you've heard that before.
Yeah, of course.
I feel like if you had the gravity gun, you wouldn't need that crate.
No, absolutely. That's true.
I hadn't realized this before, but the gravity gun does more damage to an Antlion guard if you can.
Yeah, same with
going.
same with hunters as well. You can take down a hunter
Yeah.
with if you get one of those big wooden spools, and you can take down a hunter in like one hit.
And I think Antlion guards have this satisfying crack sound if you hit them just right with enough damage.
Yeah.
There's like a shell crack sound that I have never heard before until I had done it once in episode 2.
What else did I? Oh, I was testing out some interesting scenarios and stuff like that, and I tried Antlion guard versus hunter.
Oh, I've heard of this. Yes, I've seen this before.
It's actually a bit 50-50. It could go either way. Most of the time, the guard will take down the hunter with no problem at all. But every now and again, the hunter will get the better of him. But it's over in seconds. They just obliterate each other in a few seconds. But I love testing out all those little combos and combos that we haven't seen before, just to see if there's logic there. Because so many of the entities in Half-Life 2 will interact with each other. I
think zombies will actually run away from manhacks.
Oh really?
Yeah,
I haven't tried that.
I saw that in the sewer section last time I played. The manhacks would chase the zombies, and they just kind of slowly waddle away, trying to get away from the manhacks.
It's interesting how what was it? I was going to say the combined mines and barnacles, poison headcrabs will kill a barnacle.
Yeah.
Which I didn't know. You know what I mean? There's all these amazing little combinations that they built in that you can discover by playing with them. I love it. It's great.
I actually saw some of the code. Originally, the barnacle could only kill head crabs and human enemies. Originally, before the episodes, they could not kill antlions or some of the other. They wouldn't kill them as well, basically.
Yeah, gotcha. Oh, what you mean before episode 2?
Yeah. Before episode 2.
Yeah, because
they note about ungating the Antlion guard area side before we move on.
Speaking of barnacles, I just ran straight into one. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Oh shit! I just swore. Sorry, Philip. I won't swear anymore.
The soldiers that burst in after the guard, it's a great way to ungate the area, but it feels like too much.
It's once again, it's like, we were talking about this a few weeks ago on a Critical Gym a few weeks ago, where you're being rewarded with more combat.
I mean, there's a rest part straight after it, yeah. But I mean, this area just isn't designed for it. Like, if that elite and those 3 SMG guys come in, and Bonnie and the citizens don't take them out fast enough, it's possible to not have any cover. Yeah, and you're just gonna start taking the fire.
Yeah, I mean
guards don't really do damage, but
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's it's bizarre. There's this thing, and player gating is a nightmare. And for anyone who doesn't know, the player gating, what we mean by that is keeping the player in an area until you're ready for them to move forward. So, for example, you're fighting a Strider. How do you connect the Strider death with unblocking a route forward for the player? How do you keep the player in? Yeah, how do you keep the player in the area and then allow them to move forward once the Strider's dead?
Man, D3, what is it? D3, City 17, 13, whatever?
Okay.
Get to the horse, the last
Oh, yeah.
First time through, I was stuck there for like an hour, and then a guy said, get to the horse. I'm like, wait,
I had issues with that as well. It's a great map. It's one of my favourites because it's so iconic, and you're getting so close at that point.
And the gameplay feeling of it is amazing. Like there's tension and just the pressure you're under, and the combine superior positions. It's a great map.
Yeah, so that constant challenge when we're building maps to work out how do I connect the death of this thing. I mean, the nice thing is that in some of them they have great solutions to this. So, for example, the gunship, you can make it crash somewhere. You can actually specify where you want it to crash. So, therefore, you can make it crash on a fence that will and then the player can move forward, for example.
Or the gunship glitches and just keeps exploding constantly, and it doesn't crash anywhere. But
yeah, exactly. So anyway, I'm now moving on to the next map.
Oh, yeah, I want to note this entire section here, right after the guard fight. Yeah. Great, perfect. The pacing in this later half is amazing. Why wasn't the pacing like this in the middle half? Is basically what I'm saying.
In the middle half. Okay.
The middle of the mod. Sorry, middle of the mod.
I'm kidding. I'm just looking at the clock. We've got 10 minutes left. We've been going for like an hour and 20 minutes. It's crazy. It feels like. Yeah, no, it's absolutely fine. We may not be able to finish, but we'll do what we can. But I really do have to, cut it off, unfortunately.
Okay. Oh, I'm stuck on a ladder. The brick is in my way. Okay. Okay.
Oh, well now this is the outside, but this is a nightmare. This is the bit with the turret and the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this was tough.
I like the music cue. I like the music cue though. It's got that going for it.
No, it's a good, it's a great bit of action scene going on. But I got very. This is where I got very very angry. I think. Because it was just overwhelming. Just the sheer amount of combine and they don't pull any punches.
The elites and the AR2 guys just picking away at your health. Oh man.
Oh no!
Like, I mean,
I thought I had the SMG grenades, but I don't. Oh.
Like the turret section. I think it'd be a great turret section if the turret worked. You know?
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, the flanking out on the side, but.
Yeah, I mean, I can kind of deal with that. I think my problem is that it can trigger. The onslaught can trigger before you've cleared out the guys in the watchtower to the side of you.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And so you're getting shot from above and the side, and then you suddenly got all these guys coming on you, and I really think it should have not triggered until the player had killed the guys in the tower above you. First of all.
Actually, that kind of makes sense. You mentioned the combine, suicidal combine, the charging thing.
Yeah.
I think this is a great map where it both works and works really badly and good at the same time.
Okay.
Like it's an example where if they charge you, they're not being dumb because they'll actually end up.
They're closing the distance.
They close the distance really fast, and when you have 6 combine charging you, unloading, it can be a challenging fight, but. Yeah. Like on hard difficulty, this thing.
I can imagine this was a nightmare. I can't even imagine this on hard. I don't play mods on hard.
Bit after that, it worked fine. But just the 7 guys all charging you with a gun that doesn't work and getting peppered by AR2 fire and shotgun shells. Yeah.
There's nothing more frustrating when you're dealing with a situation like that than it switching to SMG on you. Like, no, this is awful. I can't do anything with this. This is a pea shooter. Yeah, I hate that. That drives me nuts. And
the fact that there's nowhere to run. Like if you fall back, stuck in a corner.
Yeah.
There's no like flanking routes. There's no.
Well, I mean, I think at one point I did try. Yeah, and I think at one point I did try just dropping back round the corner there and just picking them off and I literally picked them off as they appeared round the corner, because they always appear round the corner, because there's not clever enough logic for them to throw a grenade in at that point.
Well, actually, because on hard mode they throw grenades more often.
Oh, okay.
There was like 3 guys coming on the corner. Then a grenade got thrown in. I ran away. Then a shotgun guy turned the corner, and then I turned around. I fired a shot, like I double barreled. He flinched. He did die, and then he shot me, and I was dead.
Gotcha. But yeah, this is. I mean, I can't even think to top up. So I'm still fighting my way through here. I'm sure you are.
Yeah.
And but yeah, there is a lot. Yeah. See, once again, I think you could have done without that. That's just like, hang on a minute, something's hitting me in the arse here. What's going on? And then you're like, what is this?
I think he's just reminding you that there are antlions, and then they never show up again.
It does seem a bit unnecessary. I mean, I am a big believer in allowing the player to focus on what's going on in front of them, and and also, enemies coming from the rear is a bit cheeky, because
I actually wait a little bit.
I talked about this a bit in front of me. Yeah, I talked about this a bit in your overrun when I did a commentary on that, which was that spawning anything behind the player is unfair.
I know. I should have. I knew a better way to do it after everything had happened.
Yeah. But no, I do think that anything, the space behind the player, they own it. They've earned it. Leave them alone.
Yeah. If you're going to do back spawning, you need to find a way to drag the player's attention in that area, like with a looping stairwell or something.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay, so this is where I got stuck, and this is where the mod glitched out on me. So I'm now in the courtyard. I've just cleared out all of the all of the combine. And can you hear
Sorry,
me?
quick thing about this Courtyard. I like this fight a lot. Like,
Yeah, me
guys
too.
covering them from above, they advance on you
Yeah.
rather slowly.
Yeah.
Great fight. A little bit too many combine, but good. Okay.
No, I
go.
agree. It's got enough cover for you to be able to move around and be really smart with it. And yeah, I think it works really well. Yeah, the maybe too many combine. I think you probably could have gotten better, like as much action out of it with less combine,
Yeah.
acting a bit smarter.
Like two AR2 guys probably on assaults. I'm guessing they're on assaults on the
Yeah.
back, and then like 3 SMG guys or just 2 SMG guys in the elite, and
Yeah.
you would have gotten the same amount of gameplay with not as many enemies.
Yeah, and I think that's something, and I've said that on these other ones. Personally, I think that's something that everyone should aim for, to get as much gameplay out of the NPCs that you put in your map as possible. Okay, so I just moved through. Last time I tried to open this fence gate, and it glitched on me and it didn't open.
Really?
And yeah, I couldn't get through into this area. I had to no-clip past it. Either that, or I was too dumb, or it was too dark to see all of the boards, and there might have been a board still existing that I couldn't see, that like at the bottom or something.
Maybe actually I might have hit a bit of debris and then closed back on you like
Yeah.
instantly.
Maybe, yeah.
Wouldn't open back up or something.
Yeah, I got stuck there, and okay, and then we find our rebel chums here.
And again, you get that little walking bit that like just lowers the combat a little bit, and then a mini quote unquote cutscene
Yeah.
to kind of ease you in, and then you have the dropships come down.
Yeah, but yeah, we've sort of gone from really one intense fighting scene to another really intense fighting scene. Pretty much,
I feel like,
yeah. Go on.
this fighting moment ramps up a little bit better. I mean, I think it's because you have the backup, and there
Yeah.
not as much.
It is slightly different gameplay when you've got the additional help.
Yeah,
Um,
and I feel like it's an easier fight over ramps up better to the Strider.
okay.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, we are heading to the finale, and so, upping the stakes a little and that kind of thing. But I really do think that by this point, I was just tired of Combine with AR2.
Yeah.
I've killed,
Yeah.
at this point, I've killed nearly 300 of them, and, and I'm bored, They really are.
yeah,
Quite
Combine-itis setting in.
Yes.
Which is why I love man-hacks, because they're a great way to mix up the Combine fight.
No, they're not. Hunters are. Hunters are a great way to...
Alright. But you still want to overuse the hunters. They have to be a special enemy.
That's true.
A man-hack, you can toss a couple at the player, and
I'm trying to think of what else is in the Combine arsenal other than...
turrets. Turrets.
Turrets are... I'm a big fan of turrets. I use them a lot.
What is it? Episode 2, secondary silo.
Yes.
Love that map.
Yes.
With turrets combined together, great.
That's amazing.
And man-hacks.
Shut up. Okay. In this case, this is interesting. So I don't think the Strider triggered as early for me in the map. Maybe it did. Yeah, because I was forced to run in here. No, ignore me. Okay, so I'm now into the Strider. I'm inside the building. I like the way how the...
Combined by the thumper.
Okay. Here we go. I've got a shotgun guy, point blank range.
Again, another thing I like about this in portion outside at least, the combat's a lot more spaced out. It's more of a running fight, unlike before where it was like a arena,
Yeah.
10 enemies all spawning at once. It's a lot more paced out.
Yeah, I'm with you. And actually, yeah, I agree. And I think this sort of running combat, especially when you're with a squad like that, we all know how bad the squad logic is, right?
Without standoffs, yes. Standoffs are amazing.
but having squads and in tight spaces is horrible because they're just in your way the whole time. Whereas in this nice open area, we're done. I think I'm pretty much out of time, unfortunately. We're right here. Maybe we'll just let's just take down the Strider and then I'll call it a day.
Well, I mean, yeah, I didn't realize this, but the map practically ends after you take out the Strider. It's a bunker with some more combat.
Yeah.
Which,
It feels a little unnecessary. We talked about this on other maps, and if you're gonna have that big battle at the end it there. Having this sort of tacked on bit at the end or any more combat feels a bit cheap.
I mean, it feels like he was trying to ramp it down, but there was just too many enemies to make that ending ramp.
Yeah. No,
like you know what I mean? Like instead of just stopping suddenly when the big boss is dead, but like having it be ramp it down, like 2 combine and then go to the exit.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. No, I understand. It's Yeah, and once again, I'm just tired of combine, and so it was.
Yeah.
I would have been happier with 2 Striders. That would have been great. That I could have quite handled that. Now I'm probably dead by now. I'm down to 1 health, I think, because I'm on Buddha. So I should have died by now, but I'm just going to power through this, get this guy, and there we go. He's dead.
I'm wondering if you wouldn't be so tired of combine if you had used less in each encounter.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. If it, and once again, less is more, and if we're, gonna just basically use them a bit smarter rather than just having them run directly at the, at the player. I think you're right. Okay, so we've now got the next section, which really just takes you out to the train. This glitched out on me. I couldn't get past the combine force field at the end of this.
Go back. Hold on. Is Bonnie following you?
Yes. I don't think that happened before, so I think Barney got stuck and didn't follow me. So there you go.
I actually really like this bunker, but again, I like the design of it, the gameplay in it, except for the first one at least. It's great, but
yeah. Oh, there you
I'm
go.
curious
Yeah.
if
See.
there's a reskin of the combine for some reason. I don't totally understand that.
Oh yeah. I guess if you can, why not?
Sure.
Yeah, I think you find that with quite a lot of mod teams is that they'll they'll do these things just for the hell of it, just because. I mean, I was saying that about Mesa.
Well, I can see why they might have done it, because the episode 2 combine have the mud on their boots.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna power through here and just get to the ending. So do we need Barney to get into the train as well? Is that what's going on?
Yes.
Okay. Well, Barney's probably going to die because I'm not killing any of the bad guys. Okay. I think I need to go. Sorry. We're so close to the end, but unfortunately I'm out of time. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really, really appreciate your time, and I know it was early for you, so I really appreciate it. On a weekend, which seems kind of unfair on a Saturday, but
I wish we could spend more time on this, because we were so close to getting to the end. And
well, I'm just literally trying to clear out the zombies, the combine. Oh no, Barney's with me. No. Fine, we'll finish it. What the hell? It's going to be 2 seconds.
I'm just watching your lag stream.
That was a hell of a shot. I just took out the guy in the tower with a combine energy ball from about 300 yards away. That was amazing. Yeah, Barney, stop shooting things. Sorry?
I didn't even know the energy ball could go that far.
Yeah, I know. That was amazing. If only I were that accurate most of the time. Right, Barney, let me on the train. Oh, he's opened the train. Okay, I'm in the train. Okay, are we done? Is that it?
Yeah, then he just says about that beer, and then it cuts to black.
Okay. Thump. Interesting. I'm looking at the
you get that nice vista on the... Well, you're already in the train now, but there's that nice vista.
I think he's glitched at the last minute. He's not going to say it. He's not going to do it. Come on.
No, he's going to do it.
Oh, there we go. Oh, okay, there we go. Hey, nicely done. Oh, that was good. Okay, I wasn't sure how much we'd go on about it. So, that was great fun. Thank you very much once again. Thanks to everybody for listening. I think Philip's going to put Liberation up on the site, ready for anybody else who wants to review it. We encourage everybody to re-review it based on, maybe you want to go back and replay it now, and see if you agree with me and Abe on our thoughts. And let me know what you thought about the podcast as well. If you've got any feedback, if you think we should do more of something or less of something. If you review all of the Critical Gym posts throughout the year, then you'll be entered into a prize draw. So thanks very much, and Abe, thanks so much for joining us again. I will speak to you soon, and take care, everybody. Have a great Saturday.
Bye.